This is the sad part. One time Brett got bitten by a water moccasin and almost died. And then she got heartworms, I guess, because we always kept her rabies shots, but we never did all those other fancy things for them. And one day she just couldn't get up anymore, and we kept taking her water and making sure that she was comfortable, or at least we thought she was. And then she died. And she's buried in Pet Row by the front fence. This is the Battle of Olustee. Got a scratchy throat this afternoon rather. The soldiers wore authentic costumes. They did not joke or cut up or fraternize with onlookers. They were very businesslike because this was a war and they were not fooling. And the Confederacy in this particular battle won. I think there were about 7,000 casualties, which didn't mean there were 7,000 people dead, but 7,000 people did get hurt. And the efforts of the Confederacy to keep open the railroad, the Union's objective was to close the railroad and to close the supply of salt and meat to the Confederate soldiers, and they were not able to do that. So the cattle, the beef, and the salt and the supplies from Florida were able to be shipped along the railways up to where the fighting was, and that extended the Civil War for another 6 months or more, which was kind of sad in a way since they were going to lose. This is a viewpoint from up high. Sometimes it was very, very cold when we went out to watch the battles. They tried to approximate just about exactly the places where the stands took according to the journals that the soldiers, the records that they had in existence, the letters that they had back to their families. And this is Jenny and Uncle James and Andrea and Bill Whittlesey and Phil and Teresa. Hi. And Carol Whittlesey. And you see all those heavy coats. Oh, Phil took a pot shot. When a soldier fell in battle, he didn't ever get up and walk away. He had to stay there until they came with a stretcher for him, unless the injury was not mortal, like this guy was limping. They didn't just have miraculous recoveries. That's Olivia and Bill. The soldiers who reenact these battles, they very often pitch tents that are similar to the ones that the soldiers lived in those days, even though they get them from Walmart. And they live, sometimes they camp out for several days before the shows, before the battles. The women wear authentic type dresses for those days, and the men let their mustache and whiskers grow. So that they look just like the pictures that we have in our old photograph albums of our grandfathers and great-grandfathers. This soldier was going to teach Phil about how to load a musket. Phil still remembers that. He's still good with guns. Woo! Now we're home, and this is Nikki. We got this dog, and in no way at all is this dog any comparison with Brett. But a teacher had this dog before she got married, and when she got married, they kept Nikki in their backyard, their new house, and Nikki they had a pine tree, big pine tree, and Nikki would dig down to get cool by the roots of the pine tree, and then the sap from the pine tree would get all in his fur, and he would be a holy mess. So they looked for a nice bigger home. This is Grandma's birthday, and it's debatable whether it's 80th or not. We can take a close look at the cake if we get a chance to see. It's probably something like maybe 79th. If this is 1977 and she was born in 1899, she always said that if she was born March the 27th, 1899, she said if she lived to the year 2000, she would live in 3 centuries. And this is Carol and the famous Dixie Cup boobs. This is Sheila. Roger, be careful there. Oh my. Oh, I forgot how silly I sound when I laugh. Carol, you made me laugh there. 1978. So I'm thinking it must be Mimi's 79th birthday or something like that. I'm not sure. Is Phil. And the kids are determining what kind of personality their pumpkin is going to have this year. And that's a baby pumpkin. Oh, wow. And here goes Spider-Man or somebody. This is Miss Bumgar's and Roger's trip to Dinsmore Dairy to pet the calves. The Dinsmore Dairy girl, not Angie Johnson, but I forgot her name, Virginia or something. Anyway, she was in my class. I took a